welcome back to Shannon's Plants Planting Time. Today I'm featuring a plant of the week, and that plant is the bird's nest fern, also called Asplenium nidus. I believe I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, someone please correct me in the comments below. This is a beautiful, let me stand up so you can see it, sprawling plant that resembles, and I'm dumping out water, sorry, that resembles a bird's nest. You can see where it gets its name from the fronds that come out from the center rosette right here. And they come out in a fashion like this, and it resembles a bird's nest. Now, these plants are native to Southeast Asia and East Australia, where they are actually epiphytic in nature, meaning that they grow in the crevices and cracks of rocks and trees and stuff like that. So that kind of tells you a little bit about their needs. One thing I've learned with this bird's nest fern the hard way is that it does not like moisture or to be watered in the center rosette. And I have learned this the hard way, as this is my third, number 3, bird's nest fern, and the first one that so far I have not killed. The other 2 I killed because the first time I did not know about not watering it in its center, and the second one I was negligent with it and decided to water it in its center anyway, and it rotted quickly. Both of them rotted quickly on me. Tried to save them, it was just entirely too late. But anyway, it's a beautiful, unusual plant that doesn't resemble anything else that I have. So as far as light goes, it likes bright indirect light to even lower light. And I've read that depending on what kind of light it is in, depends on whether or not you get wavy, curly kind of fronds or flat fronds. So mine are beginning to get more and more wavy as spring comes. I got this in the winter, and I do have it in a room, which is my plant room, which only has a north facing window but is substituted with a lot of grow lights. So I would say it pretty much receives bright indirect light from a grow light and light from the north facing window. It's about a foot, maybe 2 feet from the north facing window. And it is responding generally pretty well to this type of light. At first I thought all ferns were low light plants, and I decided to put them in the kitchen and water them in the rosette. So it was a double whammy for those 2. They never stood a chance. So anyway, light requirements. Do not place them in direct sunlight because it will scorch their leaves. So as far as soil goes, it needs a peat-based soil. You can mix it with perlite for drainage. However, I have mine pretty much in a direct peat-based soil without any perlite, because that leads to watering requirements. It does like to stay moist, However, it does not like to stay soggy. So, you have to find that balance. I have learned with mine that if I come in and all the fronds are down and droopy, I have gone too long without watering it, and I can water it and it will perk back up. Now, you can't, I don't think you could continuously do that, so I wouldn't suggest letting this plant dry out completely all the time. I would try to, maintain that balance of constantly moist but not soggy. As far as temperature, it does like the same temperature that you like, and it will not pretty much tolerate anything below 55 degrees Fahrenheit because it is a tropical plant and they like to be warm. So if you're comfortable, he's comfortable, and everybody's happy. Unfortunately, propagation is done by seed, and from what I have read, it is very difficult. The seeds actually accumulate underneath the fronds and are supposed to be indicative of a happy, healthy plant. Mine does not have any, or I would show you, but maybe mine's not completely happy. I don't know. Seems happy. Seems a lot happier than the other two. As far as humidity goes, it does like a humid environment, and you can tell it's not getting enough humidity by brown tips on the leaves. I have it in a room with a humidifier that stays around 60%, so it's pretty happy as far as humidity levels go. So, yeah, I think I covered everything. I think it's a very unusual, interesting plant. Oh, and it can grow up to 2 feet wide, so expect to have some room for this baby because it really can spread out. So, and yeah, it's just a really neat plant to have, and very neat fern, very different than the other ferns that seem to be more, like the Boston fern or something when you think of a fern, or maidenhair fern. It's very different looking. So, but I really like this plant. It's really become one of my favorites now that I've gotten the care down and have quit watering it in its center. I really can't stress that enough. If somebody's going to take care of your plants, you need to put a big note on it that says, do not water me in the center, because it will lead straight to rot. It doesn't need repotting very often because it has thin, fair roots, so you can go pretty long without repotting this one. And this one has really blossomed in my care, and I have not had to repot it. And yeah, there's no roots to be seen out of the bottom of the pot. But I bought this from a big box store, and just to tell you, it was $11.98. So nice, affordable plant to brighten up your room. And it grows from the center with these fronds that come out in curls, and they just unravel into these leaves. So it's just a really neat looking plant. If you're looking for something like that, I would highly suggest it. As far as fertilization goes, I fertilize it. I do every time. I use liquid dirt, and it doesn't bother it to have fertilizer every time I water it, but that's what liquid dirt suggests. In the winter, I did back down on the fertilization, and every now and then I do give it just some plain water. So, anyway, yes, that is the care for the bird's nest fern, and Anyway, if you like this content, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I hope I helped you out with the care of your bird's nest fern if you're just getting one or you're thinking about getting one. And yeah, they're just a really neat plant to have. So anyway, happy planting, and I hope to see you in the next houseplant video. Bye!